Ask this question because this is from students who have been watching your presentations. One student, Sharada to Rajiv, says, how simple question is, high school students, how long does it take to write this book?
Well, I'm writing in parallel many books, and this is volume 1 of 7 volumes that I'm trying to finish up, 1 or 2 volumes a year. And these 7 volumes I've been working on for about 15, 20 years, all simultaneously juggling around whether a particular chapter. Even in the last moments, I removed some chapters to put them in future chapters. So this is a parallel work going on. And this is my own Samudra Manthan, if you will, an internal churning that goes on. So that's my story.
There is another question for you, Rajiv, from Nina Cabral. Says, why do you think the majority of the people are not different? Do not try to stand out. Why do they go with the flow?
Well, I think it is important to go with the flow at certain level. I mean, I'm not suggesting that being different means that you are cut off, you're isolated, you are in a silo or a cocoon somewhere. I think people should engage, people should be part of the globalization, should be part of multiculturalism. All that is very important, but simultaneously without losing the distinctiveness of who one is. So I don't see them as mutually exclusive, going with the flow and retaining one's sense of distinctiveness. I think both can be done.
Okay, thank you. Nina Cabral, Francis, has a question for you. She says, do you think that most religions are similar to Christianity but worship differently? Are all ideas of God created similar?
No, I think we agree that there are both similarities and differences involved, that in a Christian perspective, God seemed to want to make the human race incredibly varied, incredibly diverse, so that while it's possible to say Americans and Chinese and Indians and Brazilians and everybody else, we're human beings, and that implies an enormous amount of common nature and so on, and yet we're different. Our languages are different, our cultures, the way we practice the meaning of life, all of these things differ. So I think differences and similarities always have to both be on the table, and that in certain contexts, such as human rights, we might want to say nobody has a right to kill or torture somebody because this is a human being we're talking about. Likewise, in certain areas, don't assume that everything I say is just what you already know. So some tension of similarity difference, both are going to be relevant.
Thank you. The last question from this American Vivekananda Academy of New Hampshire students, Sabika to Rajiv Malhotra, present that Dharma cannot be replaced as religion. If so, is there any other name that can be replaced as Dharma?
Well, I think Dharma should be just the name for Dharma. Why do you need to legitimize Dharma by looking for an English word? Why is there the anxiety that says, what's the other word that is going in English that is going to replace Dharma? Why not introduce Dharma and make it an English word? It already is in a kind of pop culture sense, but make it more clear. And when you go to conferences or when you talk about, when people say, what's your religion? Say, I'll tell you my Dharma.